Okay, so I have Jane here. She's actually emailed through her paperwork to me. I've got it on my computer in front of me, which I'll attach to the file, and we will go from there. So welcome, Jane. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Now, in this nutritional consultation, you've read through that paperwork, so you kind of roughly know what we'll be going through. But even though you filled it out, we'll be going through the questions again, just so I can get a feel for exactly what you need and where we go from there. So one thing that popped out to me straight away was that you said that you're seeing a Dr. Frank Chen.
Yes.
And what's that for?
He's my colorectal surgeon.
And you have a colorectal surgeon because?
Because I had bowel cancer 10 years ago.
10 years ago? Okay. And you're clear now?
Yeah. Yes.
That's fantastic. That's really good. So you said no to having seen a nutritional coach before. So this is obviously your first time doing it. So just go through the questions again and you can elaborate a little bit if you need to. So the reason that you've made this appointment?
Because I just need to get my weight on track and get my health, I need to maintain my health as I get older. So I need to maintain my flexibility and my ability to perform just walking upstairs, those kind of functions.
Yeah, general sort of daily tasks.
General, yeah.
So you just don't want to lose too much of your mobility and things like that.
I don't want to lose mobility. Thanks.
No, they're very fun. Okay, fair enough. And so weight loss, do you think would be your main goal?
Yeah, I think my weight is my main inhibitor in my exercise regime.
Okay. So Jane actually currently is a client with me as well, doing her exercise program through me. And would you say that you're finding that it's harder to do your exercises?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's harder to get up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
And you think weight loss will help with that?
I'm hoping that
will. Yeah, great. What have you tried to do so far to address your concerns?
Well, we eat a 5-2 diet, so 2 days a week I only eat 800 calories for the day.
So sort of modified to meet your needs, the 5-2 diet.
Yeah. And we exercise in addition to 2 PT sessions and 3 boot camps. We try and walk most days, usually a minimum of about 5 Ks.
That's fantastic.
But other than that, we don't do very much. I play golf.
It's quite a lot, so it's not as though you're not really doing a whole lot. You're doing heaps of extra exercise, which is fantastic to see. And so what are you expecting from a nutritional consultation, as opposed to your PT? What are you expecting from today's session?
I'm hoping to get a framework to move forward to actually help me meet my goals. And to actually look at seeing if I've got any areas that I need to... Clearly, I've obviously got areas I need to work on. I just need to identify which ones and how. I'm looking for a plan to help me address those.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, we've spoken about it just briefly now, but when you did your paperwork, you circled your main goals as to lose weight and tone up. So we've quickly spoken about that. And then to be healthier in old age older age is going to be one of your main goals going forward. Do you have any goals? Immediate goals, first of all. So when I say immediate, I mean sort of the 1 month mark, and then a goal sort of for 6 months' time, so a longer goal.
So short term, probably, well, given that it's Christmas, I'd like to actually be able to maintain my weight over the Christmas period without... Last Christmas, I think I put on about 5 kilos.
Okay, just over the Christmas period.
Just over the Christmas
period. It can be a bit of a crazy period for eating and drinking.
So that's the short term, is actually maintain the weight that I'm at now.
Which is a really good, solid goal as well. Maintaining is a good goal, especially over a busy time. Yeah. And so your 6 month goal?
Probably just like to get down to a size 14, so I'm currently a 16, just between a 16 and 18, depending on whether those were made here or
elsewhere. Yeah, okay, sure. Well, they're both good, very, very good goals, and they're very concrete goals as well. So we'll be able to tell whether you've maintained between, so taking measurements now and then after Christmas, and then we'll also be able to chart your progress when it comes to losing it's around about 5 kilos or so by the 6-month stage.
Yeah.
So that's something that we can look at doing on an ongoing basis from now. Nutritional wise, I'm going to skip forward. We're going to take a break on the goals for a second and skip forward into what a general day looks like for you. The easiest way for us to do this is to think about what you ate yesterday. Okay, so you've actually done this for me already. I've just got it in front of you as well so that you can see exactly what we're talking about. So on rising, you would have a glass of water.
Yep.
And then most days you would have water.
Every day.
But on rising, yeah. And breakfast was a flat white and a homemade bacon and egg roll.
Yes.
Lunch was a chicken salad, and dinner was a chicken and mushroom pasta with some very interesting spaghetti there, pesto spaghetti.
Yes.
And your snacks were a NutriBullet juice, so it's not just a normal juices, you've got the whole fibre content in there. Yep. And a small wholemeal dinner roll with 2 slices of just store-bought turkey. Yeah? And your dinner roll sizing would be around about
really little,
just a tiny one.
Tiny.
Okay, cool. And then you had your 1 cup of coffee. You had plenty of water that day. 3 lots of your 75ml pump bottles.
750.
So 750ml pump bottles. And 2 glasses of red wine, which you stipulated as being large glasses.
Yes.
But
is there another side?
And for you, would that be a typical day of food?
Pretty much,
yeah. Alcohol-wise as well?
No, we usually try not to drink. We try to have alcohol-free days on Mondays through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yep.
We try and have alcohol-free.
And so then your Thursday, your Friday, and your Saturday would contain alcohol?
Yes. With
yesterday's Tuesday being slightly out of the ordinary?
Yes.
And how often would you say the slightly out of the ordinary tends to pop up?
Not that often.
Yeah.
No, we try to be pretty strict about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were just thirsty.
And when you do drink, so your Thursday, your Friday and your Saturday, how many standard glasses would you?
Far too many.
So from your point of view, would you say that alcohol, because I'm looking at your food sort of going, it's pretty, you're pretty onto the healthy eating. Obviously you having had the colorectal cancer, the bowel cancer, and then your husband having had a heart problem.
Yeah.
So you guys are quite on top of eating well, healthily, which it seems that way from your diary that you've given me. Would you say that the alcohol is factoring into your weight, or do you think it's something else entirely?
No, I think alcohol's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
But having said that, I've had bowel cancer, my husband's had heart attacks. We tend to look at living our lives.
Yeah.
And not.
So trying to be as healthy as possible, but still enjoying everything. Okay.
And maintaining balance.
Yes.
It's just that alcohol's a little bit
Yeah. Well, would you be comfortable in maybe looking at bringing that back into balance and still enjoying your meals and having, enjoying your life basically, but maybe looking at that as something that we change going forward from this consultation?
Yeah, we can try that.
Do you crave any foods, just quickly as well? No? Above and beyond the usual, I haven't had one of these in a while. She wrote down sausage rolls. So
yeah, but that's not
that's not a daily.
It's not a constant craving. It's just like, really like a sausage roll, but I know what's in it, so I don't think I'll
and foods that you tend to avoid, your lactose intolerance.
So no lactose. Like, and so it makes it difficult to do the diets like the total well-being diet, which I'm aware is a very well scientifically balanced diet, but for me it doesn't work because it involves a lot of lactose.
Yeah.
That's where they get their fats from.
Sure. Now, I don't know if you're aware of it. You do have lactose-free milk. I noticed in your coffee, but they're increasingly bringing out more lactose-free fruits, lactose-free cheeses and yogurts and things like that. So if that's something that you ever wanted to look at, then we can sort of talk about that as well. But so knowing what your diet is generally like, let's create some nutritional goals, I suppose. So we just quickly spoke about alcohol. the reduction in alcohol being potentially a goal. Is there anything else where you feel like you might be not doing maybe as well as you can with your diet?
I'm not very good with breakfast.
Yeah.
I've never been good at breakfast.
So yesterday was just a good day to go off for your 24-hour recall?
Well, no, because what we've been doing is we've been increasingly having, probably, my husband and I's go-to breakfast is probably egg and bacon roll, homemade egg and bacon roll, with with a multigrain roll, a slice of cheese for our fats, because I get the lactose-free cheese, an egg that's cooked in a pan, but just with a spray of oil, and lean bacon, shortcut bacon, and that's our go-to breakfast.
Yeah,
it's easy. You can eat it on the run if we've got to go and do something. You can just eat it in the car, and that's one way of getting the protein. I don't eat cereal because I can't. I just
don't really like cereal.
I don't like cereal. And I'm not good at having eggs. It's not really my favourite thing normally. But egg and bacon roll is the one thing that I found that I'm quite happy with.
Yeah. You've written down that you would like your breakfast when you're eating, good breakfast to be a bit more nutritionally balanced.
Yeah.
How would you view your egg and bacon roll?
Well, it's carb and fat and protein, so there's no vegetables or anything like that, which vegetables probably aren't very much in an Australian diet. They're not normally part of your breakfast, because you couldn't really call hash browns
No, we won't call that a vegetable.
Yeah, so I just worry that it might be a little bit too high in fat.
Yeah. Potentially, yes. And I mean, I'm looking throughout the rest of your day, though, sort of going, I mean, you had your chicken salad for lunch, and it had avocado, and so your good fats and things like that in it. And then even your chicken pasta, you've made a point of saying there was no added oil. The only other fats would probably come from your mascarpone cheese. Yeah. So potentially, if you're getting a lot of your fats from your breakfast, then it's not maybe as much of an issue for you. What I would think I would like to see, though, is just, as you say, there's no vegetables in it. Maybe incorporating some vegetables throughout the rest of your day, because the salad was fantastic, and you get maybe a couple of serves of vegetables there. Your dinner, you're a little bit less in the vegetable department.
There's really not the token vegetables.
The token mushroom vegetable. And then for snacks wise, you've got your juice, which is made of whole fruits, which is lovely, but then no really other vegetables snack wise apart from that either. So, and I'm sure, having seen your colorectal surgeon, who might have talked about the importance of fibre in your diet. Yeah. So just increasing your fibre a little bit more probably help you feel a little bit more full and things like that as well, a little bit more satiated. And that would be something that I would like to look at as a goal for you if you're comfortable. So just increasing your vegetables. Are you comfortable eating vegetables around breakfast time or not particularly?
Often on the 2 days, I often make little individual frittatas with zucchini and capsicum and basically whatever's in the fridge.
Yeah.
Like mushrooms and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy to eat, and that way I get my eggs in as well.
Yeah.
Without the processed carb of the bread.
Yeah.
Which is,
and
I'm very carb sensitive.
Okay, so you find that it doesn't particularly agree very well with your stomach.
It doesn't really agree with me, and I feel like I need to reduce the amount of processed carb that I eat.
When you say processed carbs, you mean things like?
I mean things like bread, things like pasta.
And is that because you feel as though they don't make you feel very good, or is that because you feel as though they're not very good for you?
They make me feel lovely, but I don't think they're that good. I think they post-menopause, there's some studies that show that post-menopausal women need to cut back on those processed carbs, and I think I'm particularly one of those people who needs to
just drop them a little bit.
Okay. We tend to have processed carbs. We have pasta and rice on on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights after we've been to boot camp. So
Yeah.
we've exerted a lot of energy and we just put a bit more energy.
And that makes you feel more comfortable eating them at those times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay, very good. And the last thing that you've said to me is that you would like to eat 5 serves of vegetable there. So it's fine, I kind of jumped the gun there. So we've sort of got your 3 goals there: eating a proper nutritionally balanced breakfast. Although we have mentioned that you can sort of play with it a little bit if you don't seem to be eating a whole lot of fats throughout the rest of the day. So it's sort of over the course of a day is probably evening out, and you choose quite low fat things anyway. So you shortcut bacon instead of your middle bacon, you light cheeses, those sorts of things. And it's good to see that what processed carbs you are having, you know, your rolls and things like that, are multigrain or wholemeal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good for the fibre point of view. You've also said that you want to eat 5 serves of vegetable a day. Yeah. And the last thing that you said is you want to eat to a good amount of full.
Yes.
So not overly full. Is that something that you had tended to do?
Well, yes, because I was brought up in an era where you ate everything on your plate.
Yes.
Or it got served to you for breakfast.
It's not nice for breakfast.
Liver and onions is not nice for breakfast.
Oh. Or liver.
At all. Yeah.
So that's something that's just been ingrained to you that you're trying to undo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's accepting that it's all right to leave food. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're full.
Because you can't get it to Somalia for
It's okay. It's fantastic. So those are your 3 nutritional goals, which are they're very good nutritional goals. And the good thing about them is it's actually quite easy for us to track them and work on them as well. So that's a very easy way of doing things. This won't be a surprise for you because you've already completed this lovely sheet, but we will be talking a little bit about your digestion, which includes stool and any other yucky sort of things that come with it, because it is a good indicator of overall health. So it does help me sort of do my job. So you said yes to all of burping, belching, reflux and nausea.
Yeah.
Would you elaborate on that just a little bit for me?
Those are symptoms I get if I eat lactose.
Okay, sure.
I try and eat lots of things like pulses and grains. So I try and eat quinoa, freekeh, and I try and include one of those whole nutritious grains in our meals. And I try.
You're doing half my job for me. It's fantastic.
I'm a chef. I'm pretty sure I know about climate stuff. So I try, but they have, and lentils and things like that, and beans and things like that. And we all know that they have a byproduct of creating gas in the gut. So yeah, that's where that comes from.
When you sort of include lots of those sorts of things in your diet, you find that you are generally a little bit gassier. Yeah. But you don't have any other sort of discomfort as part of eating those things, but not the dairy.
No, the dairy's bad.
So, you know, your tummy doesn't hurt or
no.
anything like that. Do you get bloating or anything?
No. If I eat too much bread and stuff like that. Yeah.
Just doesn't agree with them very
really.
well.
Yeah. And I think since the colorectal surgery, there's some things like I can eat a little bit of pastry, but pastry doesn't agree with me that much anymore. I don't know why.
Just to clarify as well, you've had some of your bowel actually taken out.
Yeah, I had 42 centimetres.
So not just some, quite a bit of it.
Well, you've got quite a bit of it. So they took the bad bit.
That's good. So, and you find that affects the way that generally you might digest food anyway.
It does affect the way I digest food. I choose Roma tomatoes because they're lower acid than other tomatoes.
And the acid sets you off a little bit.
Well, it's all very, and that might be just a part of age, the process of aging as well too.
I mean, it's significant to you regardless of whether it's age related or not. So we look at, you know, maybe keeping some of the foods that I recommend for you in your follow-up appointment, keeping them sort of low acid and things like that. As far as your bathroom habits go, how many times would you go to the toilet?
1 or 2 times a day.
For specifically stool related?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. 1 or 2 times a day. And is there anything, you know, are they completely normal on the normal side? Are they firmer than you would think would be normal? Mushier? Are you constipated? Have diarrhea? Those sorts of things?
No, they're pretty normal because I try and eat that balance of the fibre that we need. Obviously, I need to up my vegetables, which helps with the fibre, but they're pretty normal.
Okay, fantastic. And then you say they're pretty normal, so then no blood or mucus or anything.
Not anymore.
That's good.
No.
That was probably one of your first warning signs, was it?
Not since Mr. Chen got
That's very good. Okay, and then just quickly, we'll go through a little bit of your, we've got some of your vital stats here, but let's talk quickly about your energy levels, your stress levels and your sleep levels, just so we can kind of analyse that a little bit in relation to your diet and how that might be playing out in that. So how would you say that your energy levels generally are?
I think I'm a bit more sort of a 6, a bit better than average.
But still not as high in energy as you might like to be? Or?
Well, I'm not 21 anymore.
So do you feel like it's just an age-related decline in energy? Is that what you're doing? Okay. All right. What about stress-wise? So you're retired.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't really have stress.
Don't have any. No.
Stresses.
You feel like you seem like a very laid back person.
Stress is a real big waste of time. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done.
That's fair enough too. And what about your sleep quality?
I don't sleep very well. I don't. If I get a good 5 hours solid, then I think I've done very, very well.
And is that something that you have always had? You feel like you've always been around a 5-hour sleeper, or do you feel like maybe that's declined a little bit?
No, I think I've always been because for a lot of my life I worked shift work, so I worked at night. And sort of sleeping the daytime is
very hard.
It's very challenging.
Yeah. So it's just something. Do you feel tired quite often, or do you feel just like you can go about your normal daily activities and you're fine? I'm not generally a nana napper. No?
Okay.
No. Fantastic. So it sounds as though your energy levels might be reasonably okay. Yeah. Fantastic. Look, from my point of view, what I would like to do is work on those nutritional goals with you, because I feel as though if we focus on those, then your overall goals of A, maintaining weight over the Christmas period, and then B, losing the dress size by the 6-month period, they will start to help address those. Yeah. You're doing plenty of exercise, so that's definitely, and lifestyle-wise, you're getting plenty of movement in, which is fantastic. So I don't know that that's something that we really need to look too closely at, because you're already doing fantastic stuff there, kicking goals there. So if we look at those 3 nutritional goals that we talked about before, slight reduction in alcohol, eating breakfast, and making sure that you're getting 5 to 6 servings of vegetables a day, then I think, we'll be well on our way to helping you towards your goals. As far as the vegetables go, when I say 5 to 6 servings of vegetables, are you sort of aware how much I'm talking about, or is that something that I could potentially send you some additional information on?
From college, it was sort of the goal was sort of 2 cups a day of vegetables and 3 serves of fruit. Not a big fruit person. The fruit drink's probably the closest you get. Right?
Yep.
Other than eating maybe a handful of almonds and some dried apricots, but in itself,
you just don't really like the sweetness, the texture, not the sweetness. Okay. What I will do, things have changed a little bit, perhaps. So we're looking at 2 serves of fruits a day, which you can get in your fruit drinks. That's a perfectly fine way of getting it. The NutriBullet blends it all up, so you get all the fibre and stuff as well. So, I mean, ideally you would eat it so that you could have that slower intake, but if it's not something that you really like to do, then you're not going to eat it. So it's sort of then preferable to get it in any other way that you can. I will send you later on, after we finish this, a guide to how much fruit and vegetables sort of you need. So for example, 1 medium tomato is 1 serve, but say like a cup of leafy greens, do you know what I mean? So they're all a little bit different. So I'll send you that so that you have it on hand and it's all nice and accurate. I think from here, what I will do is help you with just like a sample week's worth of food Are you comfortable with that? Do you feel as though you would follow that? Yeah. Are you comfortable with all of the changes that we've proposed as well?
They're not big changes.
Yeah, so keeping it small, I think, to start with will help you reach those goals. Yeah, do you have any questions for me at this stage?
Oh, just when we'll be looking at the follow-up.
Yeah, so I would potentially like to follow up in 2 weeks' time, just to make sure that you're on track with the changes that we've made, because if we leave it a little bit longer and you haven't been on track with it, then we're sort of starting from scratch.
So do I need to keep a food diary? Is that how are we going to track it?
I mean, potentially yes. When I send you the meal plan, sample meal plan, we'll call it, you can either decide to follow that and then notify me if you don't. Otherwise, you can sort of take it and sort of go, I will do this, but not that. And then it would be a good idea for you to do a food diary so that we can sort of see the amounts of things that you're having. If that sort of Tuesday drinking might pop up again like it did yesterday, those sorts of things. And then recording, which I'm not sure if you're comfortable with this, but recording how many alcoholic drinks you would drink at the time that you're drinking them. So it's handy for me to know if, when you have a few on Thursday, it's 2 drinks or 8. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you can sort of keep tabs on that, that would be very helpful for me, and then very helpful for us in sort of moulding your goals.
Okay.
Does that sound good to you, Jo?
Yes.
Thank you very much for everything.
Thanks for your time.
You're very welcome, and we'll follow up in 2 weeks' time.